So you can start to deepen your breath and notice what's going on in your body this morning. Notice what parts of your body are experiencing tension. And then we'll make our way into a child's pose. Starting with the knees wide, toes coming to touch, sitting back, reaching the arms out, and letting the forehead rest on the earth. Taking some deep breaths. As you breathe a little deeper, stealing a page from Adrienne Maree Brown, we're going to take 3 big full breaths. The first breath is to honor the day you've had already. So letting that fill you up as you inhale, letting it go as you exhale. The second is for this present moment that we are in, that we will never have again, but we get to relish in, breathing in all that is this present moment, and releasing it. And finally, breathing a full breath for the day and evening to come. Letting that fill you up on your inhale, just letting it go on the exhale. Maybe walking the hands a little further, breathing more consistently. Just noticing what you're showing up with this morning. Letting the breath fill the parts of the body that have tension. Letting the breath fill the heart. Take your last, maybe fullest breath. Letting it all the way out. Just walk your hands back up towards your seat. Finding a nice, comfortable seated position. You can keep the eyes closed if you'd like. Rolling the shoulders up and back. Letting the palms rest on the knees. Hands down if you'd like some more grounding. Palms facing up if you'd like a little more lightness in the body. And setting an intention. Noticing what you are needing this morning, or just what feels right to you at this point in your life. And maybe letting that seed come from and return to rest in the heart space. As you feel a tall spine, open, proud chest. Take one more big full breath, feeling that intention, feeling the straight, tall, happy body. Letting all the air out. Keep the eyes closed or blink the eyelids open, placing the left fingertips on the earth, reaching the right fingertips up to the sky. And bending over to the left. Feeling a nice stretch in your side body, maybe opening the chest up towards the end of the exhale, and then inhaling back to center. Right fingertips coming down. And on your next exhale, lifting up the left fingertips, reaching up, straightening the body, and bending over to the other side. Maybe feeling the chest open. On the exhale, inhaling back up. This time dropping the left fingertips behind the body, right fingertips come onto the knee, just taking a little twist, inhaling to straighten the spine, exhaling to move the shoulders, maybe move the neck, just a real gentle twist. And inhaling back to center, walking the right fingertips behind the body, left fingertips in front of the body. And exhaling to twist. Coming back to center, we're going to be here for a bit longer, so finding a really comfortable seat if you're not in one already. We're just going to take some moments to bring attention to the neck, bring some love into the neck. On your next exhale, just turn to the right with your head, gazing over the right shoulder like you are looking at a dear friend. And inhaling back to center and taking that on the other side on the exhale. Trying to keep the nose parallel to the earth the whole time. Inhaling back to center. Now we're going to take the right ear to the right shoulder on the exhale. Real gentle, loving. Feeling that stretch on the left side of the neck. Inhaling back to center, taking that one more time. Trying to keep the chin tucked in a bit. Just keeping this straight plane. Inhaling back to center. And now we're going to take the nose and gaze down towards your right armpit. So it's a rotation. You should feel that in the left side of the neck. Inhaling back to center. Again, nothing extreme. Exhaling over to the other side. Just feeling these parts of the body that maybe are a little tight. Inhaling back to center. And exhaling to gaze down. Just looking down, noticing your body. Inhaling to center. And with that same gentleness, exhaling to gaze up. Nose goes towards the ceiling. Feeling the stretch in the front of the neck. Coming back to center. On the exhale, you're going to bring the right ear to the right shoulder and just find some circles on the front. So not moving to the back, just exhaling down and around. And exhaling to reverse direction. Like the slowest roller coaster. Noticing what parts of the neck are lighting up. Taking a moment to breathe, maybe pause. And then on your next go around, just gazing up, taking that back side of this. And just focusing on this for a moment and making it really, really small. If this is uncomfortable for you at all, try to make it even tinier. And if you're feeling or hearing some crackles in your neck, try to make it even smaller. Just noticing and working with the body where it is. And on your next exhale, taking a full neck roll, exhaling down and around, inhaling up and over. In one direction for a couple of nice, slow rotations. And then reversing direction. Trying to feel every articulation. This really flexible part of our body. The neck is so stabilizing. See if you can be aware of every movement. Coming back to center. Taking a couple deep breaths. Letting the shoulders melt away from the ears. Feeling a string atop the head, pulling your spine, your body upward. Just noticing if there's any sensations in the neck that have changed. We're going to take a couple of shoulder rolls, inhaling the shoulders up and back. A couple of times, inhaling up and back. And reversing the direction. On the inhale, back and up, down. Once more, let's take a couple of wrist rolls. And you're welcome to take these as quickly or as slow as you'd like. And if you start quickly, I encourage you to move towards a bit more slowness. You can bring the arms out in front of you and slow the wrists down to move in one direction at the same time. and then reversing direction. Bring the fingertips up to the sky with the arms outstretched in front of you. Big inhale, feeling like there's a wall in front of you, you're pushing. And exhale, point the fingertips down, just real slow. Notice that movement. And we'll take it once more. Inhaling, just go as slow and as straight as you can. And exhaling, the fingertips down to the earth, just facing down. Beautiful. Relax the arms down alongside the body. Taking a moment just to adjust. We're going to take one more seated posture that's a little bit more dynamic. So you can watch me and then decide if you'd like to sit the way you're sitting. You're going to take the fingertips onto the shoulders. And as you inhale, gaze over to the left, twisting to the left. And then as you exhale, looking over to your right. So inhaling to the left, exhaling to the right. And you can go real slow with this. Inhaling to the left, exhaling to the right, making sure your shoulders are in line with your elbows. And you can also go a little bit faster, keeping that breath cycle. Whatever suits you this morning, we're going to take this for a good few breaths. So inhaling to the left, exhaling to the right. Try to just have your shoulders moving, keeping your hips pretty stable. And just letting your neck move with the body. For these last few, see if you can feel comfortable speeding it up a little bit. And on your next inhale, come to center. Hold the breath at the top. Keep your fingertips on your shoulder. Holding it at the tippy top. Then a real slow exhale to bring the fingertips back down on the earth. Let all the breath out. When you're ready, just walk forward onto hands and knees. Start to move the body. Whatever way works for you. Starting to wake up the shoulders, the hips. Maybe side to side. Just easing into the body this morning. And then finding a nice neutral spine. We're going to take a couple of cat-cows together. So as you exhale, rounding through the body, really feel the shoulder blades move away from each other, kind of feeling like you're peeling the mat apart from side to side with your hands. And then as you inhale, dropping the belly, and see if you can notice that same stretch in the front of the neck. We're not craning the neck, we're opening the chest, feeling the hands move away from each other. And exhaling, moving through, noticing the hands especially, and how they can help the shoulders open up in each of these postures. Taking it at your own speed, a couple more. Feeling wide chest on the inhales, open back on the exhales. On this last round, why don't you tuck your toes under if they're not already? You can just keep doing cat-cow. This just wakes up the feet. Get a little stretch in the feet. And then you can take the fingertips over to the side, facing the sides of the mat, and just kind of rotate your body around. You can keep the toes tucked and notice how it feels to sit back on the heels a bit. This is a nice stretch for the wrists and for the feet and the toes. And coming right back to center. All fours, stepping the hands forward just a bit, tucking the toes under, finding our first dog, down dog, lifting the hips up. Really feel the arms rooted here, the first finger and the thumb rooted into the earth along with all 10 fingers. The biceps moving towards the ears and a slight rotation inward with the triceps. So the whole arm is engaged and supporting you. At the same time, the tailbone reaching up to the sky. You can bend your knees to really feel that lift. And also feeling a tuck in with the low ribs, the low belly. There's a lot going on here. See if you can support yourself with that engaged belly, the tucked tailbone, and the strong arms. For a couple more breaths. See how deeply you can breathe here as the neck is holding no tension, gazing at your knees. Taking one more full breath in, maybe sighing it out through the mouth. Coming up onto your tippy toes and walking the tiptoes, if it's comfortable for you, up in between the hands, finding a nice forward fold here. We're just going to hang here for a moment. You can bend the knees generously, keep the feet wide, and let the head hang. You're welcome to pedal out the knees, straightening one leg and then the other. You can also play around with interlacing the fingers behind the head and feeling a bit more of a stretch. Then you might be encouraged to massage the back of the neck, behind the ears. We're taking a hold of the hair gently and bringing a little bit more release into the neck by making circles with the hair. Whatever it is, see if you can really find some relaxation in the neck. Find some release here. When you feel like you've had your fill, we're going to take 4 or 5 breaths, really slowly moving up to standing, rolling one vertebrae at a time. So keeping the knees really bent for this. On your first full inhale, move up maybe 3 or 4 vertebrae. And when you get there, just sort of wiggle the hips. So we're still bent over, the chin is tucked. And on your next inhale, roll up a few more. And as you find your exhale, wiggle the hips in that sort of ragdoll position. Take that one more time. So inhaling the vertebrae up a little bit more. Notice on the exhale as you wag the hips, where in your back, where in your shoulders you feel this. And then coming all the way up except for the neck. So letting the neck be super heavy, chin is still into the chest. The shoulders come all the way up. And then finally, taking it real slow, feeling the vertebrae in your neck roll slowly up, up, up. Rolling the shoulders back, finding this nice tall Tadasana. Greeting this standing posture. Taking a full breath in, a full breath out. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, reaching the fingertips to the earth, reaching the crown of the head to the sky. Feeling this opposing motion. Feeling the tailbone tucked under slightly, the low ribs tucked in, arms and legs engaged, and reconnecting with that intention. Reconnecting with the body, the breath, as we prepare for sun salutation. If you have enjoyed the ways that we've done it in the past, and I'm not cueing precisely in that way, you're welcome to take it as you like. Otherwise, just root in through the earth on this next exhale. And inhale, 10 fingers to the sky. Maybe a slight back bend with the body. Exhale, hinging over the hips, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift, bringing the fingertips onto the calves. Exhale, bringing the fingertips down as you step the right leg back. Inhaling the chest wide, feeling the hips lower, breathing into that right hip, sending that left hip back, and exhaling to top of a plank pose. Modifying as you like to lower all the way down to the earth. And finding a little baby cobra. So we're just going to lift up with the chest, keeping the hands on the earth. I'll stay here for a breath just to feel that support, that strength in the shoulders, widening the shoulder blades, just like with the cat-cows. And maybe for this last in-breath, lifting the hands up off the earth, keeping the chin tucked, gazing right in front of your mat. And exhaling to lower the body all the way down, pushing back through tabletop, tucking the toes under, finding that nice, stable, long, downward-facing dog. Letting the head hang. And stepping the right foot in between the hands, gazing up, shifting the right hip back, moving the left hip forward, opening the chest, and stepping the left foot up to meet it. Finding that sweet forward fold, and then inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale to fold forward even deeper, maybe the knees bend, and rolling up with your breath, feeling each vertebra, moving all the way up to standing, and then reaching 10 fingers up for a little back bend, palms through heart center, and then down alongside the body as we prepare for the second side. Taking your breath, noticing that your feet are right underneath your hips, returning to your intention, exhaling all the air out, and inhaling, reaching up. Slight back bend, hinging at the hips on the exhale, fold forward, stepping the left foot, halfway lift, inhale up. Exhale, fold forward, step the left foot back, feeling this nice deep lunge, opening the heart, sending the right hip back as the hips lower. And exhale, top of plank pose. Feeling this here for a moment before lowering in your way to the earth. And finding that nice supported back bend, inhaling cobra. Feeling the chest lift, staying here for another breath. Really feeling like you could lift your hands up off the earth. Elbows move in towards one another. And exhale to lower through to down dog. Feeling strong shoulders. On your inhale, step up in between the hands with your left foot, opening the heart, dropping the hips, and exhale. Both of the feet top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And a nice deep forward fold on the exhale. Rolling all the way up. Keeping the chin tucked to the last moment. And 10 fingers to the sky. Palms through heart center. Beautiful, beautiful. Feeling the thumbs press into the chest, feeling your heartbeat, feeling your chest tall. And letting the arms fall alongside the body, bringing the toes into touch, the heels a bit wider. Take a sit back into our heels, lifting the arms up, palms facing one another. We'll take this chair pose for a few breaths, really feeling that tailbone tuck under, the ribs tuck in, and the shoulders relaxed. You can feel the knees pressing into one another for some more support. And you're welcome to stay here or try a little challenge and come up onto your toes. You can feel the heels move in towards one another. And maybe sink a little deeper. We're coming onto the earth, so maybe sink a little deeper on your exhale. See if you can shake your way all the way to the earth. Bring the fingertips onto the ground. work, y'all. And then actually we'll step the feet a little bit wider for Malasana. And we'll just stay here. You're welcome to take a crow pose if you are excited by that idea. Otherwise, we're just going to start to cool down in this Malasana. This is a really nice one to get some blocks with and place under your sit bones. But make sure your feet are wide, a little bit, toes kind of over the mat's edge almost. Feet are out. Take a couple of breaths. And if this is enough for you, great. You can also press the elbows into the knees, palms into one another. Beautiful. One more breath here. And on your exhale, bring the fingertips onto the earth, help your body onto the ground. Feet flat on the earth, knees bent. And we'll just lower the body down one vertebra at a time. Bring the palms out in front of you, flat onto the earth. See if you can feel each vertebra move onto the ground one at a time. Not rushing even in the low back. Real slow all the way until your head meets the ground. Beautiful. Bring the knees into the chest. Rocking the hips side to side. And then lowering the feet onto the earth with your heels within touching distance, right around where your fingertips end. Palms flat on the earth. We're going to take a sweet little bridge. So first, exhaling all the air out and tucking the tailbone under so your full back body is flush with the earth. And actually just stay here for a moment, exhaling all the air out, feeling your body aligned, your spine pressing into the earth equally on all parts. And if the bridge is too intense for you or you're not feeling it this morning, you're welcome to just stay right here. This is its own stability workout. Otherwise, if you're feeling it, on your inhale, feeling the palms pressing into the earth, lift the hips up towards the sky. And pushing the hip bones towards the ceiling. You can walk the shoulders towards one another, maybe interlacing the fingers behind the back. Each exhale, feeling the hips lift, and that's fueled by the heels pushing away from the body. So keeping them in actuality where they are, but feeling as if they're moving. You're trying to push them far away from your body. And feeling how that lifts your hips. Staying here for another big breath in. Another big breath out. You can release your fingers if they're still interlaced and lower one vertebra at a time. All the way onto the earth.
Mommy.
Hugging the knees into the chest. One more time, rocking side to side. And then just letting the arms come out to a T and the knees fall over to the right. Gaze over to the left. You can take a big exhale here. Noticing how your neck feels. If it would like to move over to the left, gazing towards the left fingertips. Or if it feels more comfortable, gazing up to the ceiling. Honoring the limitations that our body reminds us of before we hurt ourselves and have more limitations. Inhaling the gaze slowly back to center, knees back to center. Letting them fall over to the other side. Let's see if you can really feel that full spinal twist from the sit bones all the way into the shoulders, maybe all the way into the neck. And really breathe into it with these next few breaths. As you breathe into it, Release out of it on those exhales. Last breath. You can let everything go here. As much as you can sigh it out. Gently, nose comes back to the sky, knees come back to the center. Give yourself a big hug around your knees. Bring your forehead up to your knees. One big hug to yourself. Squeeze real tight. And then release. Legs come down long, arms come down long. Palms facing the ceiling. Take a moment just to kind of wiggle around here. Find what suits you. Walking the shoulder blades in towards one another opens up the chest. So if you ever have trouble breathing during Shavasana, you can try that this time. Eventually land with your toes falling away from one another, your palms facing up. We'll take a big breath in and a sigh out through the mouth together. When you're ready, inhale. And open mouth. Letting your mind, letting your body relax if you're able. Relaxing the feet, ankles, calves and the knees, thighs and the hips, the full spine, low belly, mid belly, ribs, chest, into the shoulders. Relaxing the upper arms, elbows, forearms and wrists, hands and fingers. Relaxing the neck, every part of it, the sides, the back, the front. And relaxing the chin, cheeks, lips, nose, ears, back of the head, eyebrows, forehead, crown of the head. And just resting here, just breathing here. You might anchor onto the breath with a mantra. Letting your mind come back whenever it wanders to your intention, to your mantra. Maybe just thinking to yourself, inhale, exhale. Welcoming your body into the state of Yoga Nidra, the state of bodily relaxation and mental awareness. This pose that is so crucial to integrate all of the other poses. Reminding us that stillness and silence are crucial parts of our activities, and that we process without even knowing it when we find these places of stillness. letting your body do the thinking, bringing that mantra. Starting to breathe a bit deeper. Feeling the breath move through your arms and legs. Inspiring some movement in the fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Reaching 10 fingers up, 10 toes away. Nice big stretch. Maybe giving yourself a little hug, shoulder massage on your way to hugging the knees into the chest. Letting your body fall onto one side for a moment. As you keep the eyes closed and work your way up to seated. Bringing the palms together whenever you get there, bowing the head slightly. This gesture, this posture of gratitude, of humility, of welcoming in. What part of yourself are you welcoming in? What part of yourself are you thanking and honoring today? This gesture of gratitude to extend out to all those sharing this space of yoga with us. And this gesture of gratitude to extend out even wider to all of humanity, all of nature, all the beings on this planet that we cohabitate with, that our existence would not be possible without. Spreading gratitude as wide as you can imagine. The light within me bows to and honors the very same light within each of you. Namaste.